Ethan? Wild Bill? I mean, what do I think about Black Phone 2? It was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Based off of the movie trailers, I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. Um, like my initial thought was that the first movie was much more serious, it was darker, it was just more entertaining, even though it was like very one dimensional and like the plot was very thin. But based off the trailers, I didn't think I would like it, and I honestly enjoyed it way more than I thought. And it may be a better movie than the first movie, and here's why. Black Phone 2 was, I think it was an hour and 54 minutes, so it was basically a 2-hour movie. Pretty good length. It's starring Ethan Hawke and then Mason Thames and then Gwen. And I don't know why I forget these actors' names. But she's beautiful. I think her name is Madeline. I'm gonna put her name up because I need to remember what her name is. But overall, it was a pretty good movie. I think the plot was. I think it left. What's that phrase? Like it left something to be desired. I think it's the phrase. It's something like that. Um, I think I desired a little bit more from the plot itself, but it was a more light-hearted movie. Like the spirit of the movie wasn't as dark as I would have expected, especially given the trailers. It was more light-hearted, a little like humorous. Like they had a lot of jokes in this movie, which most of them were cringe, but somehow it worked out. I feel like this movie got away with a lot just based off of like what it is. There was times when I was watching it when I forgot it was a horror film. I was just kind of enjoying myself, and then I was like, "Oh wait, like people are getting murdered and like um there's dead kids and that whole thing." I'll give a spoiler warning in case I say anything about the movie, but I was gonna say like there's dead kids under the ice, and like the grabber has been murking kids from way back when, and they're just now finding it out. So this movie was kind of like a prequel and a sequel because you got to see a lot about the grabber's past and kind of his first kill. And I don't know why I did this. He brutally murdered these children. That was the first time we actually got to see him kind of like in action a little bit. Um, More gruesome for sure. It was a more gory film. A lot of blood, a lot of whatever. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. I think both Gwen and Finney did a great job. Gwen was a little bit more of the star of this movie. She did a great job. And then I think all the supporting actors were pretty good too. I want to give an honorable mention to the way that Ethan Hawke walked in this movie, and then also his ice skating was phenomenal. So I thought that was a pretty cool. I was gonna say cameo, but that doesn't make any sense. But I thought that was pretty cool. But he really has that like serial killer, like he has his own walk, and that was cool, I guess. So we're introduced to a bunch of new characters. I mean, we're still following the father, and then Gwen and Finney, and then some kids at school. But two new characters that I kind of want to touch on that were introduced is Ernesto and Mando. I really enjoyed Ernesto's character, and I just grew to like him more and more as he showed up in the story, as he was kind of like a hero, and he was a witty kid, and just like the care that and appreciation he showed for just Gwen and her mind and her interests. Like I really enjoyed that. Um to see that she was like supported and cared for, and then the whole boyfriend thing between the older brother and that whole thing was like kind of fun to watch as well. To see Finney act like an older brother. And I think I like how they did that because he was kind of like, oh, like I'm older and I don't care, and like I'm emotional, and like I'm this and I'm that. But then he did truly care for her, and that was shown too. So like him going through his rebellious teenage phase, and obviously he has trauma that he's working through that he's actually not working through. Um, but then him still trying to be there for his sister, and them both dealing through their separate traumas. And now she has a trauma towards the end of the movie because the grabber is now soughting after her through these dreams. But there's like a barrier between like the spiritual realm, I guess the dream realm, and then like the real life. Because like Finney was even like towards the end, they're on the ice and everything, and the grabber he's just axing people, but he's not there, but you can see these people getting thrown around and like there's blood, and he's trying to attack. He's throwing people into the water. He's grabbing people, like he's doing all that. He's grabbing people, you get it. Um yeah, but Finney's able to like grab him, which is like cool. It's weird to see how those like planes kind of cross, but I like how they did that. Ooh, also talking about the dreams, I really like that film that they have over the camera when like Gwen's in the dream realm, or like a dream is happening because it's because the film is on it, and I really like that like gritty like old film camera that they put on the screen, I guess, when they're in the dream realm, which I said. What I wanted to talk about is Mando. Um, that guy is fearless. Like nothing on his body shakes. Nothing swings, nothing shakes. He has no fear, and he just does not care. He cares, but he doesn't care. Um and he is the one who kind of gave us a history of like the camp and the missing boys, and about um Ethan Hawke's character, which his name is Bill something, and we find out that he went by Wild Bill and he was an ice skater, and on the camp is when he made his first kills to these three boys that have been missing for forever, and the whole goal of the movie is to either to stop him again because he's back, I guess. He's back, but he's not back because he's dead, but he's still terrorizing people in their dreams. And apparently that's something he's been doing for a really, really long time. And you hear like you get to see a backstory of um Gwen and Finney's mother, which I don't remember hearing anything about in the first movie. Maybe I think she was mentioned. I don't remember knowing anything about her, but she went to this camp way back when, and Mando definitely knows her and remembers her. He's one of the senior counselors, or he basically owns the place. Not sure what his title is, but he talks about um Starlight is what the nickname that they gave her at the Christian summer camp. I also do like the quoting of scripture that they had. It was very um I don't know the word I was going to use. Um but I need to better my vocabulary. It was pretty cool how they were quoting scripture in the film. I feel like this video is going to be like me yapping for like 5 minutes straight. But that's okay. Long story short, like I said again and again, I feel like a broken record. I enjoyed the movie. It wasn't as dark. It was a horror film, but like I said, I wasn't really afraid. Honestly, there wasn't really any jump scares either. It was just there was a couple. It was just more gruesome, and just like really cool scenes between like the grabber and Gwen and the ice, and it's a blizzard and he's outside, and he's like the scene that I really liked that I actually took a picture during the movie of Finn, and then the grabber kind of he's outside of the phone booth, he's in his dream world, and Finn's in the real life, but they're speaking, and he can see Finn but Finn can't see him. And I just liked the icy mask and just how he looked. So I took this picture during the movie. And I may or may not use this as my thumbnail. We will find out soon enough. But let me rate this film. I am going to be rating this Voyage. Just kidding, not Voyage. Quest. I'm gonna be rating this a quest. And basically I took a trip up to the mountains of Colorado and I got snowed in, but I met these travelers that let me stay in their cabin and it was cool. But then one of them was like a total creep and he tried to attack me, but the other cabin mates like saved me. So like we were okay and then I was like I should leave. So I left, but it was like a little bit fun and it was scary and they made me pancakes one of the mornings and it was really good. But long story short, I went back home and everything is resolved and I learned a lesson.